Eventually, you're going to want to know the unit circle values without having to look them up. When you were in first grade, you learned 2 plus 2 is 4. You don't have to count on your fingers anymore. And by third grade, you could do 7 times 9 is 63 without having to think about it. This is kind of the equivalent of that. We want to be able to say sine of pi over 6 is 1/2 without having to think about it too much. People look at the unit circle and go, all those numbers, all those signs, what am I going to do? How am I supposed to remember all this? And I'm going to claim all you really have to know is the first quadrant. Here's my unit circle. It's a unit circle. The radius is 1. So that point is 1, 0. This one up here is 0, 1. And let's see, bigger denominators mean smaller angles. So this is pi over 6, and then pi over 4, and then pi over 3 is the biggest angle. Each angle, each point on the unit circle has 2 coordinates. And have you noticed they're all over 2? They're all something over 2. You don't have to worry about that part. The tangents aren't necessarily, but the points on the unit circle are the important ones that we want to know. For the sine, which is y, I'm going to start and go in order smallest to largest. We got 1, 2, 3. For the cosine, I'm going to go, we'll go the same order, 3, 2, 1. It's the square root of 1, but the square root of 1 is 1, so I'm not going to write the square root of 1. So there's the first quadrant. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, sines and cosines. If I want to evaluate, say, sine of 7 pi over 6, and I'm stranded on a desert island without my complete unit circle, and I can only reproduce the first quadrant, that's okay. We can figure this out. Look at the denominator, sine of 7 pi over 6. So I'm looking at pi over 6. The sine of 1 pi over 6 is 1/2. The sine of 7 pi over 6 is either 1/2 or negative 1/2. We just got to figure out which one it is. 7 pi over 6, 7/6 is more than 1. So 7 pi over 6, I'm into quadrant 3. In quadrant 3, tangents and cotangents are positive. Everybody else is negative, including the sine. So there's the sine of 7 pi over 6. If I want secant of 7 pi over 4, well, the number value, pi over 4, the secant is the reciprocal of the cosine. So that's 2 over root 2, which does simplify to just the square root of 2. And that's a lot more simplified than 2 over root 2. So we're going to go with root 2. Now I just need to know, where is this angle so I can determine, is it positive root 2 or negative root 2, because it's one or the other. 7 pi over 4, 7/4 is not quite 2. So I'm in quadrant 4. 7 pi over 4 is in quadrant 4. In quadrant 4, cosines and therefore secants are positive. Oh, so we're done. I'm in quadrant 4. Cosines and secants are positive. I already had the number. There we go. Tangent of 2 pi over 3. Let's see. So pi over 3, here it is. Tangent is y over x. So that's root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2. The halves are going to divide away. So yes, it's root 3 over 2 divided by 1/2, and we have to simplify that, but it really ends up, we just need the numerator. So root 3 over 1, there's the number part. Root 3 over 1 is just root 3. 2 pi over 3, this is 1 pi over 3. 2/3 is less than 1, so I don't get all the way around to pi. I'm in quadrant 2. 2 pi over 3 is in quadrant 2. In quadrant 2, sines and cosecants are positive, which means tangents are not. And we're there.